On a recent trip to Cornwall, I did a collection of Tetrapak prints. Last week I showed you the kit that I took with me. Today I'm just going to put together the prints and bind them into a little book. Hello and welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Helen, and every week I share a video showing you a little bit of the art, craft and creativity in my life. So today I'm going to be putting together the Tetrapak prints that I did in Cornwall. As you may know from last week's video, they weren't all printed in Cornwall, but I have collated a collection of Tetrapak prints, something that represents something that I did each day. And today I'm going to collate them together and put them into a little mini book as a memento for that trip. So I have got together the prints and I have annotated around the outside. So let's put them together and make a little book. I've got my little collection of prints. The idea was that I would print a double-page spread every other day and collate them into I wanted to do a concertina book. So I've basically got sort of two prints on each one of these folded pieces of paper. I've got the Tetrapak print, and then I have written the date and just a few, words about what happened that day. Where did we go? What did I see? A little memento of that particular day. So I want to get these in order and glue them together to make a long strip so I can fold it into a concertina. The book that I'm basing it on is one that I did many years ago, and this is it's a concertina, but it opens up and it's got a wraparound cover. So this is kind of what I'm aiming for. So the body of the book will be the white pages, the concertina, and then I'm going to do a wraparound cover. And so you can read it like a book, or you can open it out to be a bit more open if you want to view it like that. So it kind of gives a bit of flexibility. This book is obviously not going to be as long or as big, but I kind of like the wraparound cover. So the first job I'm going to do today is I'm going to put them together. Although I've actually folded them like that, I think I want the fold of each page to be the outside rather than having the join on the outside. So I think it's going to be easier, nicer to turn the page over if that fold is the actual outside. But that doesn't matter. It's how I fold the concertina at the end. So I just need to make sure I get all of these in order and join up the right double page spread with the corresponding next double page spread. I've got some white paper from my stash, and I want to just tear some strips. This is quite a good colour match. I've no idea what weight of paper that is. I want to just have some strips of paper which I'm going to add kind of glue, a bit like tape, on the other side. I wanted torn edges rather than cut edges. I might change my mind, but at the moment that's what I'm going to do. The idea is that I will glue a torn strip to the back of each one of these double page spreads. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just put some glue on one of these pieces of strips of paper and just put my next ones on. So 29th, I need 30th to go next to that, which is this one, I think. Yep. So let's just put some glue on here. Make sure I've got all those fuzzy edges on the side there. I just thought that the torn paper would make a nicer, in fact I'm going to go up a little bit, be a nicer finish on the back of these prints. So I'm going to do that one there and just butt that up to the side there. So that's my concertina strip at the moment of the prints. Just gently trim the excess off. You could obviously use tape for this. You could use washi tape if you wanted to have a fun streak of pattern or colour on the back. You could use coloured paper. But I just thought I would use white paper, but by having a torn edge, it's adding a little bit of interest to the back without adding any colour to it. Let's put that in there for the moment. Okay, this first page, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to go. So I know that I want the folded edges to be the outside edge for me. So I'm going to just gently fold these back. Obviously, where I've just glued, that is going to be a new fold. So I'm just going to have to ease that into place. It seems to be working all right so far. Yeah. Pretty happy with that. So that essentially is my book block. So that's what I'm going to be doing a wraparound cover for. Now, I did have I did some having a go printing with the seaweed while I was in Cornwall. And so I've got a couple of pieces of embossed seaweed paper, which I did think, oh, shall I use that for the cover or will I include that as well? But they're not the same size. They're not, I can't have that folded edge on the outside. So yeah, I think I'm just going to leave those out of the equation. But the other thing I do have, I'm a bit of a one for collecting ephemera. And although you don't get much paper ephemera these days, I have got a lovely something that I thought I could use. And that is a fish and chip bag. So it's a non-smelly fish and chip bag, but it's lovely paper. It's got some nice graphics on. So I'm just going to open this up and see whether I can make a cover out of the paper. And that is what I've got. Some lovely graphic paper. Now I could very easily use one of these side strips. I think that would be kind of fun. Yeah, I might have to have a little bit of a think about this. So I've been having a play with some scrap piece of paper. I've been wondering whether or not I'm going to actually do the wraparound cover, and I think I will, so it can be opened up, but it is going to be needing to be reinforced. So I'm going to use this strip here, which is the fish and chip strip. I don't need to go into that actual fish there, so I can preserve the fish. So that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use this strip here. So after much fiddling, after a lot of fiddling, I still haven't covered this, but I have made a template for my little book. So that's going to be the spine, and then this is going to be the wraparound cover. The whole thing is going to, that's going to be glued on there, and that's going to be glued on there. So the whole thing will be, it will be an open out concertina. The paper that I've made the template out of is too thick. So I am going to have to find some thinner paper just to reinforce this. A really ancient Tesco's A3 drawing pad, and this is really flimsy paper. So I'm going to glue my fish and chips onto here, and then I'm going to use my template to cut the cover. So for this, I'm actually going to use, rather than my PVA, which can be a bit thick and sticky, I'm going to resort to some matte medium, which I think will be a little more forgiving. Yeah, let's just go for it. So yeah, matte medium is a bit thinner and a bit easier to work with. I'm just going to cover the whole of my fish and chips paper with matte medium, and stick it onto my reinforcing paper here. Oopsie. Get some kitchen paper. And just really glue that down nice and flat. I am going to be trimming the edges, so that's fine. Let's use some of that up here. I did consider whether or not to put a hard cover on here, but I actually kind of like the idea of the fish and chips being part of the concertina, because the concertina will open up in a big loop. I'm just going to roughly, might as well just trim along there, just roughly cut along here so it's a easier piece to handle, and I'm just going to leave it to dry underneath my cutting mat so it dries nice and flat. So I'm going to go and have a cup of tea now and wait for that to dry, and then I'm going to be attaching the cover to my concertina. So the idea is that the cover will form part of the concertina as well, which will be quite fun because it's also a memento from Cornwall. I'm going to cut it to the coloured line. the print, cut the white off basically. So that is going to form my my cover. Okay, should we just do it? Shall we just busk it? So that is going to go on to there. So I'm going to just go for it. So are you straight? So I want you to be straight. I want you to be straight. Okay. So that is going to fold back on itself. So that's the valley fold. That is the fold of the book. In the hope that there's enough to join up the edge there. So you are going to fold where the spine folds, which is kind of about there. So if I need to, I will put some reinforcing paper on the other side of this. Oh, I really don't remember it being as complicated as this when I made it many years ago, but it's proving to be complicated now. So somewhere in there, that's going to all come together. So you fold back, you go that way, you're going that way, you're going that way, and somehow or other I'm going to attach that on to there. Which gives me hip as a title, which is quite fun. So yeah. So I've only got a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of glue space available there. So I will need to reinforce this one with something else as well. Let's put you. Oh, it's just so difficult to get everything all in the right place. So for the moment, I'm just going to put a piece of masking tape on the other side. just to secure that in place. And then I will put something a little bit more aesthetically pleasing in a bit. So you are going to fold down there, like so. Yep. Okay. I think we've got there. By Jove, I think we've got there. Okay, so I just need a little strip of paper along that edge there. Put a piece of this torn paper that we used for the other one on that join there to reinforce it. So it kind of matches all the other joins. That's the masking tape. So yeah, that's that, and that's that. So that is now going to ease back there. And that is my little book. I'm going to do some nice crisp folding now. To get it all nicely sorted. So there we go. That's my little finished book, and it's a little book which you can open up and turn the pages as you would a regular book, or you can open it up and it's a complete circuit, and you can read it like a concertina loop. So that's my little memento of my trip to Cornwall. Ta-da! So I have to say that was quite a challenge. Really happy that now I've got it done. I'm really happy with the results. But yeah, it was causing quite a challenge for a while. So yeah, so that's my little Cornwall book. Every page has got a memento from the day. Each one of those is a Tetrapak print, and it is a cute little memento, a little travel journal. So that's the little book. That's the little book. And it opens up into a complete circle, which is quite an interesting format for a little notebook. But yeah, so it had me flummoxed for a bit. I didn't want to spoil the prints, and I didn't want to spoil my fish and chip paper as well. And I wanted to be able to open that up so I can read fish and chips. So that's why I persevered with the wraparound concertina. But yeah, I'm really chuffed with that little holiday memento. But yeah, it wasn't without its challenges. So I guess it's because I haven't done it for a long time. I have made them in the past, but I didn't practice. And but there you go. That's what you do. That's what I do. I just busk it, and I got there in the end. So don't take this video as a how-to. Look at this video as this is a suggestion. But yeah, this is a possibility. But it does make a cute little. I mean, it holds together really quite nicely. It makes a cute little book. So yeah, I'm really pleased. Persevere. So that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching and for liking and subscribing and all the comments. And so I'm going to leave you with some more pictures from Cornwall, and until next time, bye for now.